69 aphorism, 69. So in 69 aphorism, Hahnemann explained about the modus operandi of antipathic treatment. Yeah, because when we discussed earlier, that is 67 and 68, we discussed that is modus operandi of homeopathic cure. Now we just discuss about the modus operandi of antipathic treatment. Okay, it is somewhat complicated, so I request you to note that clearly, okay, and just watch keenly. In addition to that, I also put a separate YouTube for this modus operandi. Okay, no problem. Just try to understand. In the antipathic, within bracket, palliative mode of treatment, however, previously the reverse of this takes place. Yes, because in last aphorism we explained the modus operandi of the homeopathic cure. Okay, so there in homeopathy, what is the benefit means? We just prescribe the medicine based upon the symptom similarity. We prescribe the medicine in the very minute dose and stronger. These three things are there. But in antipathy, what happened? No, we just select the medicine based upon the opposite symptoms and we prescribe the medicine in the strong dose, or we can say large dose. Okay, the medicinal symptom which the physician opposes to the disease symptom. For example, the insensibility and stupefaction caused by opium in its primary action to acute pain. Okay, here the medicinal symptom which the physician opposes to the disease condition. That is, in antipathy we already know that when the patient is suffering from the diarrhea, we just prescribe opium because this opium causes the reduce the sensibility and irritable nerves. Like that one, if the patient feels a pain, we prescribe the opium because this opium reduce the pain. Okay, because this is a character of the opium is the insensibility and stupefaction. Is certainly not aligned, not wholly allopathic to the latter. It is not because this antipathy is not the allopathy. Don't make the confusion that allopathic doctor prescribes the antipathic medicine. Clear? This antipathic dose is not the allopathy. Because in allopathy, there is no relation between the disease and drug in allopathy. But in homeopathy and antipathy, the relationship is there between the disease and drug. In homeopathy, what is the relation between the disease and drug is the similar. In antipathy, the relation between the disease and drug is opposite. Okay, we will see that one. It is certainly not aligned, not wholly allopathic to the latter. There is a manifest relation of the medicinal symptom to the disease symptoms. Yes, it is not the allopathy, but there is a manifest relation is there between the medicinal symptom to the disease. But it is the reverse of what should be. Okay, so it is a reverse. Reverse means in homeopathy it is a similar, in antipathy is opposite. It is here intended that the annihilation of the disease symptom shall be effected by an opposite medicinal symptom which is nevertheless impossible. Okay, because they prescribe the medicine based upon the opposite symptoms. Okay, so they want to annihilation or removal of the disease in the whole extent by the prescription of the opposite medicine. Okay, but which is impossible, nevertheless impossible. No doubt, this antipathically chosen medicine touches precisely the same diseased point in the organism as the homeopathic medicine chosen on account of the similar affection it produces. Yes, that is, in homeopathy when we prescribe any medicine, that medicine acts upon the precisely the same part where the disease condition is there. For example, if the person is suffering from the diarrhea, what happened in the homeopathy? No, when we prescribe the homeopathic medicine with a symptom similarity, that medicine is also affect that particular part which is already affected by that disease condition. Because the patient is having the diarrhea, our medicine is also capable of producing the diarrhea in the healthy person. So this diarrhea, there is a medicinal diarrhea, is acts upon the diseased diarrhea. For your information, for the understanding, I just explained. But what happened in the antipathy? Okay. But the former covers but lightly the opposite symptoms of the disease only as an opposite. But in antipathy, what happened? It covers the lightly the opposite symptoms of the disease. When the patient is suffering the diarrhea, when we prescribe the medicine opium, it produces the constipation. But it also acts upon the part. Okay? Because the diarrhea is produced by the increased peristaltic movement of the intestine. When we prescribe that antibiotic medicine, it reduces the peristaltic intestine movement of the intestine. Clear? Covers but lightly the opposite symptom of the disease only as an opposite and makes it unobservable to our life principle for a short time only. Yeah, super. Now, the patient is suffering with the diarrhea. Now you prescribe the medicine opium. Now the patient is suffering from the constipation. That is, it seems to be normal. Now the diarrhea condition is not there. Okay? But this is for a short time only. So that in the first period of the action of the antagonistic palliative, the vital force perceives nothing disagreeable from either of the two. So now, within bracket, neither from the disease symptom nor from the medicinal symptom. Okay? So, that is action is the primary action. What happened? Now the vital force not able to perceive the power of the medicinal condition or medicinal force as well as the diseased force. So the person seems to be normal. Even though previously the person is suffering the diarrhea, now, even though the person is suffering the pain, now there is no pain. Because it's the primary action. Because what is the primary action of the antibiotic medicine? Just like that of the suppression. Okay? Clear? As they seem both to have neutrally removed and dynamically neutralized one another as it were. Okay? So it is only seems that mutually removed and dynamical neutralization takes place. But it is not the permanent one. Because the dynamic neutralization takes place only in homeopathy. Okay? In the first minutes, the vital force feels quite well. There is a primary action of the antibiotic medicine. Suppression is there. So, in the first minute, the vital force feels quite well. There is no other symptoms. And perceives neither the stupefaction of the opium nor the pain of the disease. Yes, because we prescribe the opium for the pain. So, now this vital force cannot able to perceive the stupefaction action of the opium. And also, the disease symptom pain is not there. Clear? But the antagonistic medicinal symptom cannot, within bracket, as in the homeopathic treatment, occupy the place of the morbid derangement present in the organism in the sensation of life principle as a similar stronger disease. Yes, but this antagonistic medicinal symptoms, that is the opposite medicinal symptoms, cannot able to occupy the place of the disease which is occupied earlier. Because in homeopathy what happened now? The person is suffering with the diarrhea condition. So we prescribe the medicine which is also capable of producing the diarrhea. So stronger one remove the weaker one. So automatically the diseased diarrhea will go out. So now the vital force is temporarily occupied by the medicinal force. But what happened here? There is no space for the opposite symptoms. That is a medicinal symptom there. Clear? So only Hahnemann mentioned that. Occupy the place of the morbid derangement present in the organism in the sensation of the life principle as a similar stronger disease and cannot therefore, like a homeopathic medicine, after the vital force with a similar artificial disease, what happened afterwards? Hahnemann explained that. Okay, So it is not possible, like, because in homeopathy, what happened? No, we just prescribe the medicine, the minute dose. So this medicinal dose is also gone. So what happened to the vital force? It just bring back to the normal condition. That is called a secondary curative action in homeopathy. What happened to antipathy? It is so as to be able to step into the place of the original natural morbid derangement. Okay, so it is not possible for the vital force to become the normal conditions. The palliative medicine must, as a thing totally differing from. So it is not in homeopathy like that one, it is totally different. And the opposite of the disease derangement, leave the latter uneradicated. Yes, now the medicinal symptoms, which is now leaves from the body, because opposite nature, no. But this medicinal action, not that is the opposite or antibiotic medicinal action, not remove the disease condition, it leaves uneradicated. That means the disease condition is also there, but in the suppressed manner. Okay, clear? Then it renders it, as before said, by the semblance of the dynamic neutralization at first unfelt by the vital force. Okay, semblance with resemblance. So in first condition, the vital force cannot able to perceive the action of the diseased force as well as the opposite medicinal force. But what happened afterwards? But like every medicinal disease, it is soon spontaneously extinguished, and not only leaves the disease behind, because the medicinal symptom is not only goes as it is, it won't leave the disease condition as it is. What happened? No, just as it was, but compels the vital force, within bracket, as it must, like all palliatives, be given in large doses in order to effect the apparent removal. Because we prescribe the large dose of the medicine. So what is the role of the large dose of the medicine? No. When it leaves from the body, it just compels the vital force. How it compels? To produce an opposite condition to this palliative medicine. Okay? So this medicinal force compels the vital force to opposite to the palliative medicine. We can say opposite to the primary actions. The reverse of the medicinal actions, consequently the analog of the still present. Okay, so here just you have the slight confusion, just I make it clear, because the patient is previously suffering with the diarrhea. Okay, now we prescribe the opposite drug, that is antibiotic drug. What is the character of the antibiotic drug? It is the constipation. Okay, clear? Now we prescribe the antibiotic medicine. What happened? When we prescribe the antibiotic medicine, now the diarrhea is stopped, because we prescribe the antibiotic medicine, the large dose. Now the diarrhea is stopped. Okay? Clear? Now in this condition, the vital force is not able to perceive the action of the diseased force as well as the medicinal force. Clear? Yes. What is second step? Now the medicinal symptom is just an opposite. So it is not possible to occupy the vital force. Okay? The medicinal force is also not remove the diseased force. This diseased force remains as such at that place in the suppressed manner. Make it clear. Okay. Now what happened? No. Now it is the time for the medicinal force relieve or remove from the vital force. But when it is removed, at the time what happened? No. Just clearly you just note that one. When that medicinal force removes from the body, it just stimulates the vital force to produce the opposite condition of the palliative. Okay? Because what is the condition of the palliative? It is the constipation. So what happened? No? When we prescribe that medicine, this medicinal force is the palliative in action. So when it leaves from the body, It just compels the vital force to produce opposite condition of the palliative. Otherwise, opposite condition of the constipation. What happened? Next, diarrhea is there. Okay. So now the vital force compels the medicinal force compels the vital force to produce the opposite to the palliative condition. Okay. Palliative is the constipation. Opposite means diarrhea. The original disease condition is the diarrhea. Now the reaction or second reaction is the diarrhea. Just imagine how much the disease condition is increased. Okay. That is the reverse of the medicinal action. Consequently, the analog of the still present, undestroyed, natural morbid derangement, which is necessarily strengthened and increased. Analogous means same. Yes, the opposite of the primary action is analogous. Analogous similar to the disease condition. Okay. By this addition produced by the vital force, by this addition produced. So this is the second reaction. Second reaction is nothing but a reaction of the vital force against the primary action. We already discussed the same example when we discussed about the antipathy example. What about the antipathy? Okay, when you put the right hand in the hot water, at the time you just to feel somewhat warmer than the other hand. But when it is right, after that what happened? No, that hand become more chilliness when compared with the previous hand. That the same thing happened. Previously, that person is suffering from the diarrhea. We prescribe the antipathic medicine. Okay, there is it produced the constipation. But what happened afterwards? That medicine, when it leaves from the body, it stimulates the vital force to produce the opposite condition. So the same diarrhea, now the vital force produces the diarrhea. That is called as reaction, second reaction. Already disease condition is also diarrhea. What happened? No. Now the strength of the disease condition is increased in triple level. The disease symptom, within bracket, this single part of the disease, consequently becomes worse after the term of the action of the palliative has expired. Yes. Because this medicinal action, when it leaves from the body, it just stimulates the vital force to produce opposite condition of palliative. After that, medicine is also go out, not the go there, go out. So what happened? The disease condition is increased. Worse in proportion to the magnitude of the dose of the palliative. What is the magnitude of the dose of the palliative? So here, just I explain one thing. It is only a philosophical explanation. Okay? For example, when the person is suffering from it is a philosophical examination, not possible to practical. Okay? Now, the vital force is there. This vital force is affected by the diseased force. When you weight the diseased force, when you make the weight, when you see the weight, it is the 5 grams dynamically. Clear? Now you prescribe that medicine. Okay, which medicine? Antipathic medicine. What is the power of the antipathic medicine? It must be stronger than the disease condition. The disease condition vital medicine, the disease condition weight is 5 grams. Now you prescribe the medicine at least 10 grams. Make it clear? Yes, because the larger dose. So what happened? When we prescribe this medicine, the 10 gram, it acts upon the vital force which is already acquired diseased force. So primary action, what happened? No. So primary action, the disease condition, that is the 5 gram of the disease condition is suppressed. The 10 gram of the medicinal substance is occupied the vital force, but it is not able to express that symptoms. It is also a neutralized or suppression. Clear? It is a primary action. Now what happened? No, the medicinal force, it is not possible to leave there. So it just leaves out from the body. When it goes out, what it does? No, it just stimulates the vital force to produce opposite condition of the palliative. What is the action of the palliative? That is a medicine action is the constipation. What is the opposite of the constipation? It is the diarrhea once again. Okay. So it just compels the vital force to produce opposite effect of the palliative. So now just you see what happened. Now the medicinal force is the 10 gram. Opposite condition means now the medicinal action is the diarrhea. Okay. So here 10 gram. Because the amount or force of the medicinal force is not changed. Only the character of the medicinal force is changed. It is only a philosophical explanation. Right? Now the medicinal force produced the 10 gram diarrhea in the secondary counteraction. Already the disease condition is suppressed. It is the 5 grams. So what happened? Totally the 15 grams are there. Okay. Now totally now the disease condition strength is 15 gram, 1-5. What is the first starts with the 5 gram of the disease condition? Now it is changed into 15 gram of the disease condition due to the effect of that antipathic medicine. Clear? When you have doubt, please just play back and just you see. Okay? Now the disease condition is a 15 gram. So what happened afterwards? Whether you think the 10 gram medicine is effective? No. You must prescribe at least 20 gram of the medicine. So this condition is repeated. So only when any person is suffering from the arthritic pain, commonly osteoarthritic pain, no, when you give the first time when you give the ordinary painkiller, that condition is relieved. But after that, what happened? Even though you prescribe the correct medicine which you prescribed before, that antipathic medicine won't work because the disease condition is worsened. What doctor told? Allopathy doctor told it is only due to the effect of the disease condition. No, it is only effect of the palliative effect of the previous medicine. Okay, clear? Accordingly, within bracket to keep to the same example, the larger the dose of opium given to allay the pain, so much the more does the pain increase beyond its original intensity. Yes, because that opium character is the painful. Sorry, it reduces the pain. There is a painless condition. Now you prescribe the medicine. What happened to secondary counteraction? Opposite primary action. So the painless condition is turns into the more pain. So only Hahnemann put that the larger the dose of opium given to allay the pain, allay means relieve the pain, so much the more does the pain increase beyond its original intensity. Original intensity means original disease condition is beyond, it is more than the original disease condition as soon as the opium has exhausted its action. Yes, the opium has gone out from the body. Okay, now the disease condition is more worst. So this is the secondary counteraction takes place in antipathy. Hahnemann nicely explained. Okay, so dear students, don't make the confusion, because once again just you clearly read the aphorism, okay, in my channel, and also just you hear that repeatedly, definitely you just understand why the modern medicine, after the prescription of each medicine, why the doctor increase the dose. The increase of the dose of the medicine is not depends upon the disease condition. It is only the, we can say, the side effects of that particular medicine. Okay, clear?
அகிலம் போற்றும் பாரதம் இது இணையில்லா காவியம் தர்ம அதர்ம வழியினிலே நன்மை தீமைக்கு இடையினிலே விளையும் போரின் சத்தியம் வென்றிடுமா.